Alright. Share the stream everywhere. So let's get ready to analyze some stocks, crypto, whatever looks nice to chart right now. Okay. This morning I uploaded a video on MicroStrategy's New York Open, so I want to have a look on what happened there. Trade the cage, let's go. Good to have you here. Enjoyed your live stream just now as well. Pretty neutral open on MicroStrategies. Down until proven otherwise. This is a zone to look for shorts. Apple, after this break, for me this was an interesting zone to look for continuation plays towards the upside, but the high we broke was enough to hold for support, and from there we started trading up after taking out some internal liquidity. Nice little trick of getting in buyers, taking out the buyers, same trick right here, getting in buyers, taking them out. Twice a nice manipulation move to continue trading up, and right now, horrible song. Right now Apple is just trading towards all-time highs. It's really close. Not really a fan of trading close at all-time highs, because you can reject from it if you don't have enough liquidity, or you can just pump through without testing anything back. So just waiting on Apple to take out this all-time high. A fan favorite, Avantis. Made some videos about this the last few days. It has been really popular, but right now all the people that were really bullish on this project, if they aren't in the Discord, they got trapped into longs trying to moon this coin. But we knew that there was a distribution going, that we could at least go towards this range low, but there was not really any support to be held there, so the next level was this whole zone and to refine demand below there. Right now we are in this demand. Could say we're building a range right here, so patience is key to see if we can expect some new upside on Avantis from this zone. Otherwise it's just still down until proven otherwise, and we will just have to wait what happens. Maybe we are the market maker, Smith. We keep predicting it all, yeah. Cage also had some nice calls in the Discord on Aster Solana, I believe. Let me quickly pull that up. There we go. Exclusive chart for the Discord, pre-planning Astra on this zone. And well, the rest is history. Big pump up from there and it's just blasting towards the targets. $2 is expected. Bitcoin, same story. Predicted to play right here and also trading up right now. I also made a video about hype. Haven't looked at it too much. I shared in the Discord that this is the POI zone where we can look for a long. Took out liquidity and right now we are getting a reaction towards the upside. If you want to view this as a range, you already had the accumulation and your technical target has been hit. So from here on, hype could just continue the higher time frame down move. Because we have not broken any structure yet towards the upside. This is a nice structure pool to break. To then maybe create a bigger range. Form some sort of high time frame accumulation to get some confirmations hype can trade higher again. Because it has been bullish for a really long time. And eventually the market has to cool off and make a pullback like this. Just normal market behavior. Your higher time frame structure is still intact. This weekly low that we have put in there is your low to hold. So I would just wait on hype to create some sort of a bigger range and some more confirmations with breaks towards the upside. But can definitely become interesting in the coming week. Sui is a range monster. We have a higher time frame distribution going, then we have a mid time frame accumulation going, and we have a lower time frame accumulation at Zui right now. Oh. Already got a retest, I see. Do you expect right now? You expect higher lows and higher highs. So this can be a zone where Sui can continue the trend. That your technical target will be this range high. But in combination with your higher time frame accumulation, the potential could be much bigger. Rage, what's up? I just saw you in Trader Cage's stream. Welcome for also tuning in right here. Link is a coin I haven't looked at in a while, so let's just analyze this here. Pretty big equals on the lows. Higher time frame distribution. Okay. Can you check XRP? Yeah, we'll do in a minute. I want to look at Link and then we're gonna look at XRP. Just took out the extreme liquidity of this range. Meaning that we probably can enter a distribution towards this range low. And we also have a lower time frame distribution right here on these highs. In combination with taking out the extreme liquidity, giving us more indications that market makers are ready to sell Link. Also have a daily break towards the downside right here. This does mean we are expecting lower highs and lower lows on Link until proven otherwise. So let's zoom in a bit more. Last structure pool before breaking towards the downside. Can be a place to look for shorts on Link. Hi, Advanced Trader 395. Welcome to the stream, brother. Normally I would draw in the whole structure pool, but in this case you have some wicks in it. Doesn't look the cleanest. I would just draw in this order block. Well, I didn't lose money today, so I'm good for now. What about you, Rage? Alright, yeah, not losing money is always fine. But losing money isn't too bad as well. Because if you learn something from it, it's just part of the game, right? You can't win everything. Then it really would be a money glitch. But I'm fine. Made some videos, looked at some trading opportunities. Have not taken a trade yet, but what isn't there can still come. Exactly as Cage says, not trading can also be trading. You don't want to chase positions as well. Just wait on the chart to give you your confirmations, and then you can enter the trade, of course. Okay, let's look at if there are any bullish scenarios on Link as well, because we are in a support zone. And even though this can be your third tap, indicating that market makers are trying to push price lower on Link, we can still come up. trade higher, make a third deviation at the range high, and then start distributing. So if we're not gonna get some resistance from this zone and trade lower, then this can be a zone to gain, to trade higher, and then we can look for shorts at the high again. But this definitely is a zone to watch. This order block right here is something to watch in combination with this old low right there. Can also be a scenario to trade lower. Then this will be your first demand zone, where you can expect some kind of reaction from. This has been tested. Let's see if there's anything below this demand. If there was some market maker involvement right here, it would be a nice demand to draw in. Distribution. Tapped into the demand and started trading up from there. Still something I would draw in my chart. XRP. I see I have one range drawn in, and that tells me enough. Possible accumulation at these lows. Ooh, just front ran this. This is a really big zone where you could look for longs. Does this mean we need to tap into that? No, of course not. If the local build up liquidity on the highs and the local manipulation on the lows is enough to push price up on XRP, we definitely not have to tap into this demand. We can just look for longs, of course. We have a big break towards the upside, causing us to trade towards new all-time highs. Then you expect a higher low for a new higher high. This is a big accumulation since the beginning of August, so that is already almost an accumulation of 2 months. Big wick, wow. Okay, we try to trade up from here. Gonna get in a lot of buyers. As a big wig right here. I'm not the only person that knows about this model or can see that pretty much all your liquidity has been taken. You expect higher time frame upside. So when you're gonna trade above a high like this, people of course are gonna get really bullish, which is logical. But we don't trade above any highs. We reject from our supply. It's even bigger, like this. From there we get a rejection, trading below the low again, indicating we're gonna need more liquidity from the lows to continue the up move. Then a manipulation like this, you can watch, was this enough to trade higher? Well, as we can see, we got a reaction up, but this also failed and we went lower again, giving us an indication we're gonna need more liquidity once again. Then we created the range and we deviated the low once. This can indicate that market makers are getting ready to fill up positions again, because if they already have filled up right here, but there is not enough fuel yet to really pump price up, they have to do it again, but they want to protect this low. What is a good place to do that? Of course right here. Right now it looks like we have a local range created with one deviation at the bottom. What can you look for? A tap into either extreme demand or taking out extreme liquidity. We are literally in this extreme demand and close to the extreme liquidity of this range right now, but we do not have any confirmations yet that XRP can go higher. And I must say, the return to zone isn't the nicest. We have a lot of build up liquidity on the highs right there, but from there it was just a big candle down. It is not like we came down slowly, building up nice liquidity on the highs, trading towards the range low, taking it out, coming up a bit, rejecting the highs, and building up liquidity once again to then target. This is from the news. Making it that your high to break is all the way over here. At the 1 minute you can see you have a structure pull towards the downside. That can mean if you break this on a lower time frame basis, you expect a new high, higher high, a higher low and higher highs until proven otherwise, but that is just on the 1 minute. If you zoom out a bit more, you can see it is still down. There's not a higher time frame break of structure, and we are still expecting lower lows and lower highs. I wouldn't say this is the easiest or the cleanest chart, but just because we have this high time frame accumulation at the lows, we can be more aggressive and look for something like this after doing what we just did. It can also be that we're gonna need the range low once more. could be really nice if we are gonna create a sub high on a higher time frame, trade lower to break, and then trade higher. Yeah, I would just watch, wait on XRP right now. Hype, alright, hype. I made a video about that as well, Rage. I went over it at the beginning of the stream, but I want to do it once again right now. In the video, I talked about hype. XRP is kind of risky, to be honest, but my mate keeps telling me about it. Yeah, I understand it. Yeah, XRP. Your higher time frame low to hold, of course, is all the way over here. So you expect a higher low being put in somewhere between this low and this high. So that can also be all the way over here if this accumulation is not gonna hold. And it is pretty much at this last resort right now, but just with what is happening locally right here, it isn't the cleanest range, it isn't the cleanest return to zone. Yeah, I don't know. And also because if this was a manipulation lag, then you would have expected upside from taking out early buys. You also didn't do that. You just started trading lower from there and keep tapping resistant or sweeping liquidity and continue trading down. So yeah, I agree with you on that Rage. But hype, in the video I talked about that this project has been bullish for a really long time. We have just been trading up, creating higher lows and higher highs. But eventually the market has to cool off because it cannot keep moving up in one move. It has to take out liquidity eventually, and as you can see, we had a lot of liquidity built up on the up move. So if you're gonna get a rejection somewhere at the price discovery level like the $60 mark, round price numbers like that can often work as a resistance or take profit point for the market to reject. Stocks also like to do that, Nasdaq, etc. You can see we had a really nice structure pull, trade towards the upside, get rejection from the $60 mark, and from there we broke structure towards the downside. It has been really aggressive. In the video I talked about, okay, maybe we can get a test back into this supply, looking for shorts towards the liquidity we have been building up, and then we will see from there. When did we tap into this? I know yesterday I shared that we were just dumping down in the Discord and that we were close to this liquidity and this demand where we can look for upside again. But right now, we do not have any great confluences that we can go higher. A bit the same as on Link I just talked about. Or what was it? XRP? No. I don't remember. Sui? Doesn't matter. I want to see a range being formed to get confirmations that market makers are ready to buy up hype again. Because this is a really nice demand. Why? If you look at our weekly structure, you can see that we put in our higher low right here and our higher high. Same as on XRP. What do we expect? In between this high and this low and this high, we are expecting a higher low for a new higher high. So you want to keep trading above this low. You don't want any body candles open and close below there, because then your weekly structure has switched from bullish to bearish and we are expecting lower highs and lower lows. That is why this demand is really interesting to look at, in combination with taking out a lot of liquidity we have been building up. This is a structure pool to watch on your higher time frame. If you're gonna gain this, your internal trend, which was bearish, has switched from bearish to bullish, and we are once again expecting higher highs and higher lows. But we can refine our entries and get earlier confirmations with a lower time frame or a mid time frame accumulation. If you wanted to draw this in as range, they already took out extreme liquidity and had some market maker involvement, and your local technical target has already been hit. So from here anything can happen. We can come down all the way, create some more liquidity and build a bigger range. So on hype, I would say patience is key. You are in the Discord, I saw Rage, so you will be updated on hype in the real time throughout the coming days. But it can definitely become interesting in the maybe next week or the week after that, but it just has to build something right now. We also don't have any clear break of structures towards the upside. Patience is always the key, of course. On the 1 hour, this is your high to break. We just swept it, so also another confirmation from that. Yeah, I would just wait on hype. We can definitely go lower. We can also just go towards here, taking out more liquidity and move up from there. We don't know. Too bad I'm not that patient. Yeah, patience comes over time. Everybody struggles with something in the beginning when they start trading. Some people have FOMO or revenge trading, that if they lose a trade that they want to get into position once again and use double leverage, whatever. Every single trader has problems. I can be really patient, sometimes a bit too patient, and then I don't take trades. That is my flaw. I have to take my trades more often. Sometimes I'm just scared to hit the button. So yeah, everybody has something. Nasdaq pretty destructive. We made pretty much equals with our all-time high. From there we started moving down. We had a break of structure towards the downside. I don't know what is the highest time frame for the structure break. I think the 4 hour. Yeah, 4 hour break towards the downside. And from there we have been trading down. Right now your high to break is right here. And if we're gonna break this, we can expect a new all-time high on the Nasdaq. But until then your higher time frame is down until proven otherwise. But we came into a really interesting zone. We took out a lot of liquidity on the lows, and this is also a higher time frame low to hold. So from there we can look for new bullish price action again. As a result of that, we created a high, a higher low, and right now a new higher high. So we are still expecting some upside until we're gonna trade below our lows again, and then we can look for shorts. By the way, how do you place TP slash stop loss? In what way? Like in my trading, the trading platform I use, or just on the charts? On the chart. Let's see if I can pull up a example. maybe this is a good one. No, it is not. Let's look at this place. Let's keep it simple. This low you want to see a break towards the downside because this is the last low that brought you towards a new high. We are in a distribution, so we are looking for shorts. After this break, we can look for an entry. What could be an entry point? In this case, you front run your supply to tap into. But in this case, let's say you're getting filled at this supply. Then I put my limit order right there. And because our trend has switched from bullish, because you expect a higher low and a higher high, to bearish, I expect that this high is gonna get protected. So if I expect it, I can put my stop loss above the high. Because we are in this higher time frame distribution, my technical target of the range is this low. So my final TP would be there. But of course, I'm not gonna gamble on just one TP. I take partials in between as well. What would be a place to take a partial in this trade? We had a untapped demand right here. And above that, liquidity. So this will be my first take profit of this trade. I would take a partial right here. Same story right here. Oh no, this has been tested. But definitely still a place where I would take profit. Most of the times I take profit on, how do I say it, obvious liquidity points like this. Because from this low you made a new high. Of course there's a lot of liquidity being collected there. I'm gonna take profit. Take profit at this low. Then we have equals over here. Equals are a really strong magnet for the market, but also can be a reversal point if you take them out. So then I'm gonna take a top profit right there. And then we're also close to our last TP. Take my TP and I always leave some runners. So I can close, depends on the situation, but I probably will close 80% of my total trade at my final TP, and then I have 20% or 50% running towards other liquidity points to have a chance of maximizing my profit. What I also do, which I can show if I enter replay tool, I drill my stop loss. So I put my stop loss above new structure highs we make. Example for this one. Right here, we take out liquidity. From there, we get the reaction up. But we tap into supply and we just continue our move because that is expected order flow. Then, when we take out this low, this lower high is confirmed and I can put my stop loss right here. That means that my stop loss is below my entry point in profit. So whatever happens on this trade, I already have a take profit and my stop loss is in profit, so I will never lose money. Then once again over here, structure pull towards the downside, my stop loss is gonna be here, etc, etc. Normally, when I take a trade on a Nasdaq, for example, I record them, but I don't have any recordings yet because I had to free up space on my computer. But maybe I can pull something up somewhere so I have a good example. This is a pretty good example. You can see right here, I expect that this low is gonna get protected. We broke structure towards the upside. This low is the low to hold, and from there I want to see price trading up. I put my stop loss below that low. This is my entry point. My entry gets hit, and from there we trade higher. Then my first TP is right here because it's an obvious liquidity point and price can reverse from there. Then I took another TP at this high because it's pretty much your last liquidity before my final TP that was over here. And then right here, as you can see, we trade above this high. My stop loss is gonna be below this low, and then I'm already pretty much at break even on my trade. I see, but how do you choose your SL? Like 170-900 or what do you use as a guide when making your choice? My guide is the chart. Do I have? I don't really use round numbers like that. Let's see if I have a trade in a chart somewhere. Oh, this one. Like on Doge, you can put your stop loss at a round number like 3000, but I know I can also pull it a bit lower just above the high because I don't want this high to... Wait, let me skip this song. Because I don't want this high to be taken out, so I can just put it here. I don't have to look at a round number. I just copy the price just above the high. I copy the price, put it in my trading DOM, and from there I enter the trade. Well, then in this case on Doge, this would have been a TP point because it was an untested demand. You could take some profits at this demand or at this liquidity point. As you can see, you're also getting a reaction up from there. Big chance that my stop loss would have been taken out right here, but if I was just patient and put it at break even, I was still in the trade. I wouldn't know. But I don't really put it at round numbers like that. Because I just know, okay, if price is gonna trade above here, even though if I have my SL on 3100 or a bit lower on 3070, I know either way my stop loss is gonna be hit. Because then my trade is invalidated. I also don't want to look for shorts anymore if price is gonna trade above here. Sometimes I will make sense, thank you, no problem. Sometimes when we are in price discovery, I use round numbers. For example, on Nasdaq. Let's say you are in a long somewhere from here. As you can see to the left, there's not any liquidity point or supply or something else to target. Most of the times liquidity points are strong supplies. Then you're gonna look at price discovery targets. In this case, I would look at 25k and then I would look at the round numbers to take a profit right there. As you can see, numbers like this are gonna get respected at the 25k mark. We started moving sideways and from there we got a big move down. Also on Google, talked about that a lot as well. If you were in a swing position, a spot play on Google, after this liquidity point, which is an obvious take profit, there's not anything to target anymore. So what are you gonna look at? 225. It's something to target. The 250 mark is something to target. And as you can see, once again, we're getting some reaction towards the downside. So then I would look at round numbers, but with my stop loss, I would, nah, I don't do that. I would just put it below the low to hold, right here. I wouldn't put it at 206 even. No, just a bit higher, and there we go. It's also a way to maximize your risk to reward. Rage, do you have any other chart you want me to look at? Or another question, just related according to what you just asked. Well, we've already checked all the coins I'm following. Well, that's also great. Then the mission has been completed. For how long have you been trading, Rage? Or maybe you're not trading yet and you are backtesting or demo trading. Also, not long, about a year, alright. And you've only been trading crypto, or do you also trade other things? But this isn't my main income. I work a regular job and trade only crypto. Fine way to approach it. If money has to be made, and if you can do this in your spare time until you're gonna get profitable enough to quit your job, it is a really great way to approach it. It takes a lot of time and effort to become profitable, but if you are, it's a skill for life, and yeah, then you can sit back and enjoy. But I can see you are putting in the work, putting in the hours. You're joining Cage's stream, you're joining my stream. You joined the Discord, so you're also eager to learn. So if you're just gonna keep continuing this and keep continuing the momentum, sometime you will achieve your goals, of course. It's also what happened with me. I found the right people to learn this from, and from there it really skyrocketed. I made a good profit for me, but I'm scared to move on to the larger numbers. Yeah, I can understand that. With larger numbers also comes greater risk, and if you are, yeah, as you say, scared to use bigger numbers like that, then You have to get used to it, right? So eventually you have to do it if you want to make more money. But if you accept the fact that you are not ready yet to use the bigger numbers, you have to be happy with the smaller numbers you're making. Can also be fine. If you're making $2,000 a month with this, let's say profit after taxes, then it's fine to live from. You don't need any much more. From there, it's just a luxury thing. But yeah, it is doing. Just do it is the only thing that helps, but it is really difficult. I know how it is. I had the same on the Nasdaq with using funded accounts. At first, I was scared to take trades. Then I got used to taking trades on evals because yeah, it is just an eval. That yeah, you want to reach a profit goal, but it isn't that interesting. Well, then you get funded. Then you have a funded account, and you paid a bit of money for a funded account to activate it, of course, and you have the way on your shoulders that you can start earning money with your funded account. Yeah, then it's gonna get scary again. I had the same problem. Sometimes I still have. I think, oh shit, we're talking about a lot of money, so then it can get really scary. Just a normal thing, but you have to get used to it. It's also what I say to myself. All right, grab your balls and then just do it. Yeah, but these 2K are not a constant source of income. Today you earn money, but tomorrow you don't, and at the end of the month you have nothing to pay your bills. Yeah, trading can be like that, but then you can also make 4K or 6K the next month. Yeah, you never really know. We're all just humans, and it is a job that isn't really made for the human, but if you just do what you need to do in the long run with good risk management, with a good strategy, it is proven that you can make money. How difficult it is gonna be, sometimes you don't earn anything for 2, 3 months, and then after that, you earn a lot of money for 6 months. Or a lot of money, enough money. In that case, trading also is a lot about risk management, money management, knowing how to save money, knowing how to invest money in the long term. You can also put it in ETFs or stocks, bonds, whatever. I'm still learning to trade, so I hope to quit my job someday. Well, that is a great goal. As I said, you're putting in hours, putting in effort. Eventually, you're gonna get there if you never quit. We all have difficult times, believe me. It isn't all rainbow and sunshine like you see on the social media these days. But I know you can get there because I can see you're really putting in the effort. So that is a big compliment to you. And if you're still trying to learn, I would recommend we have a free education course in the Discord. Um, so if you're interested in our strategy of trading, Cage made a lot of basic videos for about market structure, about the basic price action, supply and demand, liquidity, and also a bound to range trading model we use. So if you're interested in that, make sure to watch it. And there's also, I made a risk management video, how to properly handle your risk. So there is a lot of value to be found in there. What do you think about meme coins? Are the risks worth it? At one day when the Trump stuff really blew up with the meme coins. I already also tried to trade meme coins, looking at projects and be quick with it and buy in and sell at the highs. But it's yeah, that is the biggest form of gambling there is. If there is a meme coin, like fart coin, it is a really big meme coin. A meme coin can get huge. But then I would just wait on more price action to be developed and then try to trade it based on my technical knowledge. On projects like Avantis or Aster, that kind of things are not really meme coins. They're valid projects. That can be a whole different case, but then it's gonna be a lot of fundamental research, knowing who's behind the project, knowing where you can enter the project early, and then you can, yeah, really quickly 10x your money. But I'm not really after that. I'm in this game for the long run, so I'm looking to improve my technical skills, my price action readings, etc., to then just look at the chart, know what is going on, and then take short-term or long-term positions. So no, I definitely don't think it is worth the risk. It's just gambling. I would rather look at a coin like a Fantis, wait for some confirmations, and then just full port the position, then I'm gonna gamble on meme coins. Of course, I also don't do that because that is also stupid in gambling, but in my eyes, that is even more safe than just trying to buy meme coins and look for the next 10x. No, that's just unrealistic. Yeah, true. Yeah. Also, when I made the Avantis videos, it got a lot of views. My channel blew up a bit. When I looked at the comments, there were a lot of people saying this was going to $50, $10, $5, etc., etc. Then I just know, okay, they have full ported everything they own into a project like Avantis, and then they are just hoping, and they're not looking at the technicals. And when you know the technicals, you knew that you would have needed to sell or at least take profits because a project isn't gonna pump to $50 instantly. They're just people looking for that next 100x. No, that is not it. But 20x, 30x, 50 coin, of course it is attractive. Everybody finds it attractive. Me included. If I could take a trade on a meme coin and 20x my money right now, of course I would do it. But you don't know it. But I know there are some people that have some sort of strategy to trade meme coins. Yeah, it can work if you put in hours and you know what you're doing. Sure. But I know for sure in the long term, this is gonna give me more money than once in a while a meme coin on a 10x. By the way, what do you think about liquidity pools? Liquidity pools, as in like Anafant is right here, liquidity pools being built up by trend liquidity or equal lows. After that question, I'm also gonna end the stream because I am gonna go out for dinner. But liquidity is a thing we use a lot in our strategies, like I just said. No, I mean liquidity pools. Oh, where you provide your crypto to people, make swaps. Yeah, I'm not really into that, so I can't say anything about it. That's not my my game. No, I've never dove into it, so I don't really know what it is or what it can do. Yeah, I know what it is, but I tried, but hype fucked me up. Yeah, you can always try. I mean, if trying something isn't a bad thing to do. Trial and error, yeah. But if you find out when you try it, it is not for you, then just leave it behind and look for something else. Alright. Well, I've gone over some coins, spitted some knowledge. I hope I helped you in some ways, Rage. Then I'm gonna eat some dinner and I will talk to you in the Discord. And if you have any more questions like these, feel free to ask them in the Discord. Don't be don't be scared. We are there to help you. Thank you for the stream. Thank you very much for being here, Rage, and I hope to see you in the next one. Okay? Alright. Bye bye.